So we are at our 50,000 members, and we have as our last friendly guest, unless someone Zoom bombs me for this, the awesome Jim Kachmar. We're going to ask him about his experience with Dental Nachos. But I just want you to know, tell me, is this a good guilt trip, Jim? If Dental Nachos has ever helped you, if you've been scrolling through your phone, and for free, Dental Nachos has answered a question for you. If you have a friend out there because of Dental Nachos, if it makes you feel less alone, cry less inside, we would love your support today. Text Supreme to 215-543-6454, and you'll save $143. A nod to Mr. Rogers, his favorite number, I love you, 143, on the Dental Nacho Supreme. We would love your support today if we have supported you in any way. Out of 10, Jim, how's that guilt trip?
Oh, that's good. And by the way, I think I'm kind of blinded by the light here. Amanda sent me this on my phone, so I couldn't do it on my computer.
No worries,
so
we can still hear you.
So
yeah, we can still hear you and see you there. So Jim, you help dentists protect their biggest asset, which is them, by selling disability insurance, by getting them the policies they need to protect themselves. Before we get into your sponsor role here, you have been one of the best contributors in person, online, sharing the fun, taking people out to dinner. What has Dental Nachos done for Jim the person before we get into Jim the professional?
Thanks for asking that, because at this moment, yes, I'm happy to help people with the thing we just talked about, but this is not about any of that today. This is about celebrating you and Dental Nachos and 50,000. And to me, it's about the friendships and relationships I built. I mean, this is a prime example. This is one of my friends that I've developed here at Dental Nachos. Do you recognize this guy?
Who is that? I don't see it.
Can you see
it? Yeah. Dr. VC.
You got it. So
yeah.
I didn't kidnap him. My friends, Tom and Vanessa and the whole crew, they told me where they got him. So I ordered a couple for my kids online, but that's a little secret. Yeah. So I've just developed some nice friendships over the years. And I can't believe it's already been, I found you, Paul, when you were just, a fledgling 9,000 members, as you recall, those days. So
I used to think there was a lot of complaints then. I should go back to those times, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is amazing, Jim. I would like to use this moment to give a public service announcement to everyone who does free things. Stop complaining about free things. Let me explain. If you go to Costco and they offer you free cheese and you love Gouda and they offer you cheddar, don't throw it back at them and say, how dare you offer me what I don't like? Just be a normal person and say no thanks, or take it and throw it away later. So Jim, you've seen dentists. They have a spectacular ability to complain about free things. So that is my public service announcement. Now back to you. We're in the same age range, right? I would say we're in the same age range, right?
You're a young man to me, Paul, but that's okay.
But we didn't grow up with social media. We didn't grow up with things on our phone. And talk to the 40 to 60-year-olds out there. Whether it's professional in terms of sharing their company as a sponsor, like you guys do, share what Jim does in the comments. He helps people with disability insurance. Whether it's a practice owner trying to maybe meet someone to buy their practice, or maybe it's just feeling less alone. Why would you inspire someone above the age of 40 to not say, social media is for young people, I don't need it? What can it do for them?
Oh, my goodness. You cannot connect with people around the country, unless you're doing this social media thing. So it kind of all started with me. I was just a regular generalist in the insurance world. And then UNE opened their doors here in Portland, Maine. And I connected with Tyler DeStefano, my business partner, and someone you know well as well. He just bought a new Tesla today, by the way. So he says hello, but he's out not driving.
I think gotcha. That's important.
But anyway, so we get to know Dental Nachos, and the next thing you know, we went from a regional firm, because we saw people face to face, to now we do a lot of this, virtual stuff. In fact, I was just talking with someone I met through you. The reason I'm kind of late to the party here is I was doing an educational meeting with someone out west, and 2,000 miles from my home, and that just couldn't happen if it weren't for the social media. And you, frankly.
And what you do is you represent what frustrates me about our dental school experience, because dentists spend 4 years of their lives, students, and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they do not say, hey, you better leave school with a disability policy because there's a dentist, true story, that can't pay her rent because she's disabled and will never practice dentistry again. And people like Jim and Tyler and Doctors Disability Insurance can help you as sponsors. We'll share how you can do that. Text disability to 215-798-9897. And Jim, in this, I'm a big both and, not an or but, both and like Gary V. When you wear the Nacho shirt, much like this Sixer jersey, okay? Much like just last night, someone said they went to Penn State, and I go, my wife went to Penn State. I think they like me better because those Penn State people, they're like it's like a friendly cult, those people, right? You mentioned you went to Penn State, they go, oh, where? So when you wear this Nacho shirt, how does it like bond people to you or open up to you, whether it's at an event, whether it's some lady at the store? Tell us a little bit about how that helps.
It brings smiles. I mean, people ask you, what is this dental nachos? And you to explain the analogy of it all. So I think you were brilliant when you first came up with this concept. So we're not so smart. We just came up with DDS.
I mean, Mary deserves really a lot of the most brilliance. But what I share is, when that lady stopped me on the street and said, hey, you, and I turned around, she said, what's dental nachos? I said, it's a great question. A lot of people ask me that. It's like a Mr. Rogers neighborhood for dentists, because dentists are nice to patients, but aren't good at being nice to each other. We teach them about business. And I really like that, right? So I think when you have a story that you can tell people that talks about people supporting each other, and also, dental nachos, it's not all just for unicorns and rainbows. There's friction. We disagree and strive to do it with respect. Doesn't happen all the time. But people go, is dental nachos like a family? Like, yeah, we fight on vacation 3 days in and wonder why we did this together, right? So, that's part of this fun. And maybe as we kind of wrap up, Jim, you do a lot of work with dental students by the nature of what you do, right? And whether they buy your disability policy or someone else's, you want them to make good decisions starting out in their career. As someone who's been a teacher, someone in business, how do you think Dental Nachos and what we do helps dental students, right? Specifically, let's go with the dental students before they go out into the real world.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's very educational. It's they know where the resources are. They know where people that do this dental specific thing, whether it be around financial or legal or coaching or whatever it is. So it's a really nice resource. In fact, I just realized all this light behind me spilling in, it enlightens people.
I like that. Yeah. That's a great, I like, that's very Ted Lasso-esque. I like that. I'm going through season 3 right now. I know we're both big fans. You got me to believe thing. And I always said at the last meeting, I said, what we do is we want to make dental students aware, prepared, and responsibly scared. Because
I'm still here. Hold on. I'm getting something.
When you do a big thing out there, everyone, you want to be aware, you want to be prepared, and you want to be responsibly scared. If you're going to take out $600,000 in debt, know what that means. If you're, I love that. The believe sign. That is.
Is that backwards?
No, it's perfect. And one of the things, Jim, I get on Instagram a lot is, hey, Paul, I know sometimes people give you grief about the things that you share, but what it does is, I love that, is a belief sign. It gives me hope, Jim. And I think there's probably really nothing better than helping people feel less alone and giving them hope. And even us middle-agers here, it's a timeless feeling.
Oh, we're just getting started, Paul. We're just getting started.
Well, awesome, Jim. Well, thanks for doing what you do. I'm going to see you at Boost coming up. Appreciate you jumping on with us.
Love it.
Paul,
Congratulations,
Paul. One last guest coming.
Oh, one last guest. I appreciate it. This is great.